That was Isaiah 51 from the Project
So here's
of Love,
the thing.
projectoflove.com, Isaiah 51.
We kind of want to discuss
Call
that fact
to trust
that
the
it's
Lord here on
apart from.
God'sLoveLive.com.
Not,
And it is
not,
time for our morning reflections. And we're going to do a little bit of
not-
reflecting this morning.
We are justified by faith. God loves us and he wants us to reconcile with him. When he gives us that, which he gives freely as a gift, here's your gift through Christ. I'm going to give you this righteousness and this holiness. You get to be a saint of God because of the gift of Christ. Once that happens, all of us, our gratitude should lead to the next step, which is a transformation of who we are. Which is where we find the part of the discussion that we had yesterday, or at least part of the discussion we had yesterday, about the concept of adding to your faith goodness from 1 Peter, what was it, chapter 2? I want to say 1 Peter chapter 2. I got away from it, so it might be chapter 1. I'll start there because I think it's first 2 chapter. Yeah, it's 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the place where we... No. Is it 2 Peter? Did I do that again? I think I did. Oftentimes, I will go to jump to something and I'll get the wrong one. Like this particular time where instead of 1 Peter, I jumped to, or instead of 2 Peter, I jumped to 1 Peter. Yeah, it's 2 Peter, it's chapter 1, it's verse 5. And it's where it talks about adding to your faith goodness, to your goodness knowledge, etc. And if you have these qualities in increasing amounts, that's a huge thing. Like, this is because there is no number. Well, if you're kind to this level, you're good. There is no I'm good. There is no place where you're good. The good being good, comes from the grace. The gratitude that comes from knowing that he's forgiven us, that he loves us, that he wants us to be reconciled, should then bring about these qualities and this transformation in us. What do you think? Email me, chuckles at godslovelive.com, or text 814-651-8865. Matthew West, what if, right now? Oh, man. Last night was exhausting with the kids. Got to go to VBS, and while I was there, and I got to. Like, it's a blessing. I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight or not. But it's a blessing to get to spend time with these kids and see just how excited they are for an opportunity to worship the Lord and share his love with people. They're an inspiration, and they can motivate you to do a little more than your older body tends to want to do. So by the time I got home, I was so sore, as was my wife. And she wasn't even like dancing and going nuts with the kids like I was. She was just working, making sure the snacks were taken care of and the crafts were taken care of and making sure everything was taken care of. And then, you know, she shines when she's dealing with children. It's amazing because sometimes I wonder how she raised children, because her patience level, sometimes it's like, wait, how did you survive all these years? But when it comes to the kids and teaching the kids about God's love and trying to help them to understand Christ's gift on the cross for us and what that means in our lives and the identity that he shares with us, you know, and just trying to show them that love and compassion and that they're important. Because honestly, that is one of the most important things you can do for a child, is show them that they matter. My niece, Raylyn, Catherine's daughter, my niece Catherine's daughter, Ray, and matter of fact, Kimberly's daughter, Ember, Larry and Kimberly and their daughter, Ember, and Zach and Catherine's daughter, Ray, and then all of the other kids, as a matter of fact. But the babies are what, because neither of them are talking yet. I mean, they're only a few months old. But I walked in during the music time, and I said, Ember was there, and I said, okay, for the beginning, we do music at the beginning, we do music at the end. I said, for the beginning music, I'm going to dance with Ray, or with Ember. I said, come on, baby, you want to go dance? Her mom was changing her. She was laid on a pew, and her mom was changing her diaper. And while her mom was changing her diaper, I was like, "Hey, baby girl, you want to dance?" And she's giggling. She's not really like giggle, not like you think of a little bit older child giggling. But she was smiles, and her hands are moving. Oh, you could tell. Her mom even said you could tell she's excited. She can't wait to dance and sing with you. And I'm like, sweet. It made me want to worship even more. It made the music brighter. It made the whole room brighter. It made the world brighter. The idea that this child was excited to spend some time with me. And I'm just saying this because the same thing happened at the end of the evening. Like I said, the closing time, Sue and them were getting ready to sing. I was like, where's Catherine and Ray? They were in getting a diaper change. And I walked in and I said, Ray, you want to sing? And she started moving. And her mom's like, oh, you're excited. You want to go dance and sing with Uncle Chuck, don't you? And my wife said to me yesterday, because yesterday afternoon I was like, I don't know, I might not go tonight. Maybe I'll just skip it and go Wednesday, whatever, like, because I had been busy. I'd just gotten back, whatever. There's a lot of stuff going on. I wasn't sure if I was going to go. And at one point yesterday, I had said, maybe I won't go. And my wife's like, you can't not go. You have to go. I was like, okay. Well, you told Ember and Ray you were going to be there to dance with them. And it would be real easy for me to sit back and go, I did, yeah. Well, they're too young. They're so young, they're never going to remember. But here's the thing. They may or may not remember at that age, at that young age, Uncle Chuck dancing with them. But you know who does remember? You know who does connect that with trying to be Christ-like and trying to live in the identity that he has shared with me? All of the other kids. Because in the beginning, of course, everybody's in the room and we start dancing, and then towards the end, as everybody was gathering back in the fellowship hall, my wife told me they actually, a couple of the kids were like, hold on, you got to wait. We got to go get Mr. Chuck and the baby. So they come to find me. Hey, we can't. You got to come. Get the baby. Come sing with us. That's the older kids. You know who else sees it and recognizes it? Catherine and Zach and Kimberly and Larry and Ms. Webster, who's bringing her kids, and I'm trying to think who all, Scott and Janet, who were there, and Goldie was there with her kids. I'm just trying to think. There was a bunch of young kids. We went from, 12 to 18? We had 12 the first night, 18 last night. And that might not seem like a big deal to you guys. That sounds like, well, that's not a very big group of kids to do VBS. That's not a very, it doesn't matter, man. If one of those children, if one of them is able to live in the identity that Christ has offered us through his sacrifice on the cross, it's worth every ounce of effort, time, resource that we put into it. That is the goal. That is the game.